I was thinking about a concept of being able to connect two devices together over pretty much any network. Something like that already exists. It's called peer-to-peer. But there was one inherent problem that I didn't like about it that's actually purposed that way. It was actually built by design, and that is that you can't have a persistent connection. So if you're setting up a peer-to-peer network, you will be able to stay connected with your peer just as long as that connection doesn't break. And if it does break, you have to manually reset this up. And my idea and goal was to kind of see if I can automate resending out a offer if for any reason the connection state was failed or closed. As you can see here, I have peer A, peer B. And the automation works if everything is in the same LAN. I basically used a small little TCP server to be able to communicate between peer A and peer B to keep that kind of signal open, but obviously that wouldn't work in the real world. Stun servers don't store or route any custom data, right? So I thought that it would have the offer information a part of it. You give the offer to the other person, and that basically allows you to connect the information, but there's nothing inherently that the stun server has that you can actually go off of, right? So I can't hijack the stun server to do anything custom. Peer A must generate fresh ICE credentials and candidates. This was the part where I was thinking I can be able to break into this to make the persistence. I wasn't sure, but I felt like this was a good lead. It is a local negotiation process that runs on each peer, A and B, gathers local IP import information called candidates, optionally queries stun intern servers to discover public-facing IP ports, pairs if behind network address translation, right? And tries combinations of public IPs from both peers to establish a connection. The actual ICE protocol and logic are on the devices themselves. There's no inherent physical thing stopping it, you're just writing it this way. They're technically just authentication credentials used during ICE connectivity checks and tied to a specific SDP session, right? However, they are defined in the ICE specs as single use for security and session integrity reasons. And so I say, nah, I don't want to be incompliant and just make my own ICE and call it something else, but use private public key instead of password. It is meant to not be single use, thus the name of the project being what I called it, persistent peer-to-peer. I'm gonna have to actually go right into a real library repo that is basically the actual full concept, right? So I went and got libnice or lib in ICE